I don't know about you, Jason, but the last few years, some of the legends that we grew up with have been sadly leaving this world. And it feels like it's been a lot of big names over the last 2 or 3 years. Is it just me, or do you feel that as well?
I think we all feel time inevitably marching on,
Yeah.
and unfortunately, time takes people we love away from us, and
Yeah, no, and
unfortunately,
we're at that age, Jason, where that's going to happen just because of time runs out. These legends that we grew up watching and liking and loving, they're old now. They've lived a full life. And today's well, it's probably our inaugural episode of In Memoriam. We're going to be talking about something that I think shocked the world only a couple of days ago, was the sadly seeing the passing of Val Kilmer.
yes.
For me, I'll just start off with Val Kilmer being a true artist. Like, he was one of those actors that, he was known to be someone who committed to everything he did. And when you get to, you look back at these guys, you inevitably think about their career. And this guy, a hell of a career, Jason.
Absolutely. Just threw himself into roles. I'm looking back, even at really bad movies he was in. He was fantastic in them, every single one.
He
Um,
brought it every single
yeah,
time.
every single time. And of course, he was in some darn good movies, and he's got some legendary characters. And we're going to talk about some of those legendary characters in movies, and maybe some legendary characters in some not so legendary movies. But all of
Yeah.
them were Val Kilmer. We're just going to talk about why we love the guy and why we're going to.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we could go through his personal life, but that's not the experience I had with Val Kilmer. Val Kilmer was somebody that I got to enjoy on the silver screen, so it's absolutely appropriate we talk about what he did on the silver screen. And I think we just should start off with his first ever cinematic lead role. Ended up becoming a classic of all time, and it's a film that we both talked about and love, and we will do on the VHS Vault one day. But we're talking about Top Secret.
Oh my gosh. I grew up watching this movie and laughing at it so much. And I don't think it was until I was older that I realized how straight Val Kilmer played his role when he could have been just loony with it. But no, he takes it all seriously.
Dead
Even the
seriously.
goofiest parts, he takes it seriously. And also a heck of a singer, I gotta say.
Yeah, I mean, he
Heck of a
does. He
singer.
sings, and we get to hear that again later on in another one of his movies. But here, he's just wonderful. Imagine your first movie is, hey, the guys that made Airplane? The funniest movie in the world at the time? How'd you like the lead role in another one of their movies? And you're like, yes, please. Yes, please. And he doesn't carry his way. He's perfect. He just elevates it. What does he play? He plays, he wrote us some
Nick
songs about
Rivers.
surfing. Yeah, but
Nick
he's Nick
Rivers.
Rivers, but he's playing like a rock and roll type of guy, but also a Beach Boy guy. And what I love about that, his role, it's a cross between 3 decades. It's supposed to be set in World War II, but he's playing a 1950-60 heartthrob. And it's just, which is ridiculous. But the way he weaves it in, I think Top Secret has gag for gag, probably the most amount of gags that make me cry laughing. And he was in a great film. What a great start to a career.
There is a scene in Top Secret that never fails to make me cry laugh. And it's not a line that's delivered by Val Kilmer, but he's there when it happens and just his reaction to everything. And it's whenever the colonel tells him, you injured this this great police detective that we have. You'd better pray that he lives. And then the phone rings. He goes, "Hello? Yes? Yes? Okay. Let me know if his condition changes." He's dead.
Yeah.
just Val Kilmer's reaction. Again, he plays it completely straight. The entire time he plays it straight.
Back it up with that joke with his love interest, and they're in this like dinner hall, whatever, and they're kind of talking, and he goes, "Well, how many languages do you speak?" "Oh, I know a little German." "There he is over there." And it's a little person waving in a leader house thing. And there's Val Kilmer's reaction is, "Oh, okay, yep, all right, we'll just get on with what we're doing."
Yeah.
No, it was a great film. Everybody loves themselves some Top Secret. I mean,
well, while we're talking about, and I know we have to segue into this one. Val Kilmer, this was not the only role he sang in, because
no.
I believe that probably his best performance of all time is in The Doors, where he played Jim Morrison. And not only, I think he was more Jim Morrison than Jim Morrison was, in my opinion. Not only just a fantastic, captivating performance, but he sang and he sounded just like Jim Morrison.
Well, there's a moment on the beach in the beginning of that film when he's sitting across the guy from Twin Peaks, Kyle MacLachlan, and he goes, well, yeah, sing me something. And mate, straight away you're going like, this is the real deal, right? But he sang a lot of the songs on stage in that film. You know, at the time, I was way into The Doors. Not because of this film. A year prior, my brother had like introduced me. I'm like 14, 15, something like that, maybe 16 at the time. And absolutely fell in love with The Doors. And then, I went to the premiere of this in my town, like opening night at this. 15-year-old, 16-year-old kid with some friends. And, the whole place smelled like pot, which I was like, why does it smell like pot?
Wonder why.
Yeah, I wonder why. But no, he was
a Stinkor action figure around here somewhere. I don't know.
But no, he was incredible. But I actually want to take it back because I'm just going to list the first 4 films he's in, and then I want to talk about a couple of them briefly. Okay, the first film is in Top Secret. His follow-up is a film that I loved as a teenager called Real Genius. He plays it. It's kind of a college, silly kind of comedy, but he shows his strength in that in another comedy being really great. His third film, it's Top Gun. That's his third film. And then his fourth film is Willow. So let's go back. I mean, Real Genius, you remember seeing that? Did you see that as a kid?
I saw it as a kid, but I have to admit I have not seen it in decades. It's a movie I'm going to revisit.
It's a better version of that genre. It sits on top of that high school genre, which are a lot of those films.
I remember really enjoying it whenever I was younger, but I barely remember it. But I do remember Val Kilmer, of course, being the charming, roguish high school genius, and I really enjoyed him in that role.
Yeah, absolutely. And Top Gun, Iceman. Now, man, when did you see Top Gun? Was that something you didn't see till later, or did you see it? Were you caught up in the Top Gun praise at the time?
I didn't see Top Gun until last year.
That's what I thought.
I'm so ashamed of myself. Everybody's just like, what have you got against Top Gun? I don't have anything against Top Gun. I've just never seen it. So I sat down and watched it, and I'm like, yep, this movie's awesome.
Yeah. But did you see it before or after Maverick? Did you see Maverick?
I haven't seen Maverick yet. Now, I will say, I haven't seen Maverick yet. I'm going to. But I did watch Val Kilmer's scene in Maverick.
I was going to say, if you haven't seen that scene, which is so emotional.
I cried. I watched it on YouTube, and I'm sitting there going, this is like a 5-second, this is like a 5-minute clip, and I'm sitting here.
Oh, mate, I was
damn you, cancer, damn you.
I'm watching Top Gun Maverick in IMAX, and that scene's coming on, and I'm turning to the wife and going, please tell me you got some tissues right now. Because it was rough and tough. But anyway, going back, so we did Top Gun, and he was great playing the foil, the nemesis of Maverick, playing Iceman. And again, you started to see his talent because you just hate him for most of that film until right at the end. You hate Iceman. We don't like Iceman. He's been mean to Maverick, but because of he was so good in that performance, even at the end when they basically kiss with a handshake, because we won't get
kiss each other.
Really is what that film really is. But yeah, they have that moment, and then you're like, "Whoa, go Iceman!" Willow, man, we got to talk Willow, right?
Mad Mardigan.
Yes, like incredible, right? What a great fantasy film that was. Let's not mention the sequel series on Disney Plus, which
there is no.
I believe they even removed off the service.
I don't know what you're talking about. It never existed.
Yeah. But the movie itself, I remember having a great time with, and thought he was a great leading man. He was a great leading man.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it was The Doors that blew him away, though. That's what took him from working actor to star, right? That's his star-making role.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Moving on that, you would think, okay, well, all right, he's a big actor. We'll just see him being the lead actor in films but he doesn't. He's a proper actor. In fact, he decides to play a role in a little film in 1993 where you actually don't get to see his face, but he plays Elvis Presley in True Romance.
It's a movie I've never seen.
You've never seen True Romance? That's another film you've got to see. It's certainly
put it on my list.
Quentin Tarantino, directed by the great Tony Scott. God bless him. It's a film to see. Christian Slater was big at the time. Lots of love about that film and his role in that. Probably the next one I think is worth talking about, Jason. If I'm not taking it out of it, is Tombstone. Have you ever seen Tombstone?
I'll be your Huckleberry. Yeah, I love Val Kilmer as Doc Holliday. I loved him.
There are moments in that film. There's a moment he's outside and close to it looks like they're going to get into a shootout, and it's the first time he kind of arrives. It's just the quietness of his performance and the paleness of his skin and the way he's so threatening in that movie. He's like a bomb where the wick is just about run out. So, just incredible, right? Playing he's deep in. What do you have? Multiple sclerosis.
He had tuberculosis.
Tuberculosis. Yeah. So that's what. And I know there was another film made with Doc Holliday around the same time.
Yeah, the other one was called Wyatt Earp, or as David Spade called it, Wyatt So Long.
Yeah. Okay. Good gag.
Yeah.
That's a good
gag. I will say, as a rule, I hate Westerns. But whenever I say I hate Westerns, I always say, with the exception of Back to the Future 3 and Tombstone.
I'll try Unforgiven in that as well, because I love Unforgiven. But yeah, no, I get you. I'm not a massive fan of Unforgiven. It is. It's unbelievable. Gene Hackman, who we sadly lost recently too, is just unbelievable in that film.
I've seen clips of it to whenever we were researching for the Superman show where we were talking about Gene Hackman, but my gosh, I need to watch that movie. I want to talk about a movie in which he does not physically appear, but I think he gives a fantastic portrayal of Moses, and that is The Prince of Egypt, which is actually I am not a religious person at all, but The Prince of Egypt is like one of my favorite animated movies. And I think Val Kilmer absolutely slays this role. He brings a type of humanity to a biblical character that you just don't see. Yeah. And I thought he did a fantastic job in that movie. Another one that came out a little bit before this one that some people dismiss, but I will say he was incredibly underrated in, and I think more people need to go back and take a look at, is Batman Forever.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking a different film, but I'll bring up Batman Forever.
Batman Forever. He is a great Batman. Now, is he the best? No. But given the trashy script, which I will say I like Batman Forever.
I do too. I'll defend that.
I recognize that it is not a great movie, but I still enjoy it as a popcorn flick. As trashy as the script was, I thought that he was a really good Bruce Wayne, and I thought he was a really good Batman.
You know what I liked about his Batman, though? Because in that film, they attempt to delve into his psychology, the two sides of him. And there are moments when they're dealing into the psychology of him when Nicole Kidman's trying to get to the bottom of him, that I thought he's really good, and he had the stature, and he when he was Bruce Wayne, he had the charm, I think. Yes. He was a really good Batman, but it was before it went totally off the cliff, that franchise. He was able to... Yeah. They went for the back to the Batman 66 kind of style, but he still brought something to Batman that at least had a little bit of charisma, something that George does not do at all, unfortunately.
He got into a shoving match with Joel Schumacher about the direction of the movie. So Val Kilmer was trying to watch our backs as far as that goes. He saw what was coming, and he was like, Nah, you're gonna have to make your crap movie with the next guy, not with me. Call Clooney. He's trying to break into Hollywood. He'll do anything.
Well, there was always a lot of talk about Val Kilmer being a very passionate artist. Yeah, if you're a passionate person, that means sometimes emotions are there, but it's all for the service to try to make the best movie He could. Now, he has an interesting trilogy of films in the mid-90s that we've just talked about Batman Forever. The next film he's in is a great performance on an unbelievable ensemble cast. Is Heat. With Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, Tom Sizemore, Danny Trejo. Like, there's a massive cast in that. And he is fantastic playing the young guy in that. In a film that is just, a great crime drama. But then he goes and does that.
That's one I haven't seen in several years, and I need to rewatch.
You do.
I haven't seen it in several years.
It is Michael Mann's fantastic director and a great film. But then he goes from Heat, which is, I believe, also Oscar nominated, to the much maligned and freaky The Island of Dr. Moreau. People forget he signed on to that film because he was going to work with his hero.
Yeah.
Marlon Brando.
That's probably the worst movie that has Val Kilmer in a substantial role.
Yeah.
But I will say Val Kilmer is good in it. He's good in it when Marlon Brando is just basically like, I don't even care anymore. I want to wear pancake makeup. Give me, that's the movie where he had the earpiece that was radioing him the lines because he wouldn't learn the script, and he started saying, there's the blue light special on aisle 4 because he was just so I really hope that Val Kilmer walked away from that movie going, wow, Marlon Brando sucks.
Well, he did a really great film just after with Michael Douglas called The Ghost in the Darkness, about a couple of hunters with the lions.
Yes, the killer lions. Cool. Yes. It was a really good movie.
The one movie I was disappointed that didn't get bigger because I believe Val Kilmer would have been a great franchise of films. He played the lead of a adaptation of a classic British TV series called The Saint.
The Saint. I remember The Saint.
Yeah. Yes. And it didn't kind of hit, but he was great in the role too. He was somebody you could see being a spy type of character. And it's a shame it never took off because he could have done 3 or 4 of them easily.
I'm going to name a movie. Another movie that's bad. And Val Kilmer's in it in a reasonably substantial role. But I think he steals the show every time he's in a scene. And that's Red Planet.
Yes. I was going to talk about Red Planet. Yes.
Red Planet is an ass movie. It is so bad.
We had a couple of bad Mars movies that year.
And it has no, I said, sorry, I got this confused with something else. He was actually very substantial. I had this movie confused. He had a substantial part in this movie. But I just enjoyed him in this movie. I enjoyed the fact that he was just basically trying to science himself out of the situation. And whenever he's got the killer robot, Amy, and whenever he hands Amy the pen and just playfully says, kill him. And Amy marks the guy's chest. That kills me. I love that. I wish Val Kilmer had done more comedy because, like we said, with Top Secret, he was hilarious.
Yeah.
And he was hilarious in MacGruber. Yes,
he was. I don't know if I can even say the villain's name, to be honest with you, on this show. But
let's just call him Val Kilmer. Val Kilmer in MacGruber was amazing. If you haven't seen MacGruber, Val Kilmer makes the movie great. But of course, Will Forte was also incredible in that movie.
Yeah,
it's one of the better Saturday Night Live spinoff movies. And I know that's a low bar that they constantly limbo under, but MacGruber is definitely up there with Wayne's World and Blues Brothers, I think.
Yeah, and Tommy Boy I'd throw in there as well. I really love Tommy Boy.
Tommy Boy's not really a SNL
Tommy
movie, though, is it? It's not an SNL movie, though.
It's David Spade and it's Chris Farley and it's directed.
They don't own David Spade and Chris Farley.
But it's also produced by Lorne Michaels.
Yeah, but it's still not. They didn't start out on SNL, so that don't count. Be quiet. Be quiet.
I think I'm right there. Anyway, let's move on. Let's move back though to a film that I really love because when he played real people, he threw himself all in, and he played a famous adult film actor called John Holmes in a film called Wonderland about the Wonderland murders, a true story in California where the adult actor John Holmes was caught up in a thing where people were murdered, and he was associated with the people that committed the crime. It's a wonderful movie. You should check it out. It is a piece of Hollywood legend that isn't talked about enough, but he played him in the role. It's John Holmes. and was phenomenal in that film as well. But Jason, my favorite Val Kilmer film, and I have to, because I'm so excited because I love this film so much, is his role as Gay Paris in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang with Robert Downey Jr. What a
that's
great
another
movie.
movie I haven't seen.
What
So
a great performance. Oh my God. You have to. It's Shane Black's best film. He's never made a better film than Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. And I love myself, The Nice Guys. And it's very much like that kind of quality of The Nice Guys is Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Playing a gay detective called Gay Paris, who is the toughest MFer you would ever want to see in a film. And it's awesome. It is wonderful. And we'll talk about comedic chops. He's got it all in that film, dude. I'll put it on the VHS Vault list, this Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, because those who've seen it absolutely adore it. And it is my favorite Val Kilmer performance of all time.
So we're pretty much coming to the end, I think. But there is one more movie I want to recommend, and it's a documentary, and it is called Val, and it is about Val Kilmer. And
it's hard to watch.
It is very hard to watch because not only does it go over Val Kilmer's extremely varied and incredible career, but it also documents his battle with cancer and losing his voice. His own son narrates it, but he narrates it impersonating his father. And at the very beginning, I remember watching this thinking, wait, did Val get his voice back? How is he doing this? Is this AI? What is this? No, it's his son. It's his son narrating. It is. I'm starting to like tear up just thinking about it. Cancer has just ripped my life up so many times over my lifetime. And just watching him battle that disease, that evil, awful bitch of a disease, just is it's emotional. And don't watch this if you wear your heart on your sleeve, because you're gonna be just bawling the entire time. If I remember right, it is available for free on Prime, if I remember right. But yeah, definitely. I think that if you want to remember Val Kilmer, that's definitely a movie you want to watch and get to know the real guy.
Yeah. And you know what? I want to shout out Tom Cruise, who went to CinemaCon currently, went over the weekend, and he was coming, he was there representing Paramount with Mission Impossible. And before he even started speaking, he talked about his relationship with Val and how important Val was to him, and made a whole audience of cynical theater owners give the man a moment of silence because of the contribution that man made to not only people in his life, but to the film industry in a whole. And we're just those guys as well. We loved everything that guy did. You knew Val Kilmer was a film. You knew you were going to get something from this, no matter what it was. And hence why I think this was absolutely probably the right move to start this new sad series of probably shows for the channel, but I think important, and that is In Memoriam. So Val Kilmer, we love you. We thank you for all the films, and thank God that you have such a long list of films so we can always keep your memory in front of us at all the time. So that's what I got to say.
Wherever you are, Val, I hope you're singing.
We love you, and that's it. And we'll catch you guys next time on well, hopefully not a lot. Let's be honest. This is a show we don't actually want to do a lot of. But, yeah, we'll see you next time if you have to on In Memoriam. See you guys.